What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ReJect Rundown. It is an early show Friday. All right, it's an early show Friday because we will not be on later tonight. We have got some family activities to be attending to for sure. If you guys are familiar with the northern Illinois area, Nostalgia Days is happening this weekend. So those who are in that area of the north side of Chicago area, please go out and enjoy yourself. And Nostalgia Days in Zion, Illinois. It is a fun time. Car shows will be popping off. You know, got some great vehicles, designs. I know I got some few friends that will be posting up over there. So those are going over there. Have some fun. Enjoy yourselves. I hope you guys have a great time. But let's get on to the ReJect Rundown, guys. Got a lot of stuff to go over with today's show. So first things first on the board, man. Today's a special day. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. To those, fellow brothers and sisters, we are happy you guys got a day. I know, in certain circles, we wish there'll be a different story when it comes to celebration, of course, a little bit more, appreciation on this specific day. But, I think everyone who's celebrating today with a nice little barbecue, family time, I think that's really what the focus is for today. Have some fun. Enjoy yourselves. Get together with your family, talk about memories, talk about your trials and tribulations, talk about what your future you choose to want and what you're striving for. I think that's really a big key. And a lot of things is, freedom. I was really blessed that we have that here in the United States. So yes, enjoy yourselves, have some fun. First on the board, if you guys did not know, it's going around the world right now, but Fox is acquiring Roku. So I know you guys that are Roku owners, be aware that there will be some type of stuff that will be popping off. Those who are Roku, sorry. Those who are Roku owners, be aware your pricing or whatever things that you guys have on there may be going up. You're probably seeing a lot of different commercials. And I don't know. I think, I'm not too sure how this hits the world per se, but at least in the meantime, it's a big deal. I think everyone's trying to merge companies wise and stuff. But 22 billion for Roku, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we'll see with new in tech. When I was looking at this deal, I did not know that Tubi was under Fox, right? I didn't know Tubi was under that umbrella. And for Tubi to be free and all over the world like that, that's pretty cool. But to know that it's under Fox kind of makes some sense with all the shows that they have going on there. And, wrestling, WWE and stuff like that. TKO Sports have a deal with them showing some of these shows on there. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. But we'll change it up. Another purchase that happened that was kind of weird and cheap. All right, this is cheap. Pizza Hut was sold not just to one company, to do different companies, separate companies. It shocked the hell out of me because I'm like, why would you want to sell to two different companies? And for 2.7 billion, that's cheap, man. I mean, it goes to show. I have a Pizza Hut around the area that just isn't doing what it used to do. I remember as a kid, 5 years old, even like elementary status, we would go to Pizza Hut. You earn some tokens or whatever during school, like reading books, whatever, and then they give you a coupon for a free pizza to Pizza Hut, and they always had that deal. And you go there, and then you had this, they had their buffet, they had their salad bar. Pizza Hut was actually a pretty cool place to go to, growing up, but it's lost its touch for sure. It has. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the first pizza franchise to introduce pizza and cheese in the crust, which was fucking phenomenal. It still is, but it's still lost this pizzazz. It doesn't have its same aura around it like it used to. So maybe that makes sense as to why it's sold for 2.7 billion and for two different companies. So here in the northern side of places, it's sold to Long Range Capital for 1.5. And then on the other side over there in China, actually in the mainland China, it was sold to Yum China Holdings Incorporated, right, for a 1.2 billion. So for it to be separated, I'm sure we'll probably see a lot of different styles of pizzas, styles of just food in general, what type of things are going to be in the menu. So it sucks for the franchise to where we come so far in this history, but it is what it is, man. Business is business. Now, crazy crap that happened that was just kind of announced the other day. Tyra Banks is suing Netflix over the docuseries that came out this past year for, I guess for the editing. She's not happy with her and her camp are not happy in how they edited the show. And now she's getting all this negative heat after watching. Now, if you, like myself, actually, I did see the docuseries. I wanted to know because America's Next Top Model was literally one of the biggest things on TV growing up. All right. It was a big deal. Totally was a big deal. It was all over media. And Tyra Banks, this was her peak of her, entertainment. It was her peak of being famous at this time frame. And it's sad to see what was going on behind the scenes. And it was sad to see how she handled things. Like, you can't sit here and if you watch the series, you really can't. It's hard for you to defend Tyra in the fact that she made the wrong choices. And she admitted it during the docuseries. She admitted it that this wasn't the right way to kind of handle it. She could have handled it better. She could have behaved better, and I think that's the crazy part. For you to have that out there and for it to be all over the world and for people to see on Netflix and then now all of a sudden say it was detrimental to myself and to my career and to me and my image, it's like, then you shouldn't have started the docuseries. The docuseries would have never happened if you didn't want to sit there and make it happen. You were the driving force to this docuseries. You wanted to finally sit down, conversate, and tell the world your side of the view. And everyone listening in, tuning in, and watching it, our judgment is based off of that. We cannot sit here and say the other things is making us judge you. It's based off of what you said in the docuseries, how you said it, what was, the meaning behind it, and how you're treating your friends, man. Like, the crazy thing is the whole crew that's on there are friends and family at this point, closer than ever. But yet somehow you're the missing link that is not involved in their everyday life. If it wasn't for them helping you on the panel and making this show happen, and for you to kind of be in the back end and stay gone and missing in action, in a sense, it's crazy. That's crazy. That is why people are judging you. That is why people are not liking this docuseries about you. This is where that hate came from, the dislike. All right. Maybe you shouldn't have done it if you didn't want that to happen. You knew the risk going in, and I'm sure they explained that to you step by step throughout the whole process. I'm sure they did. So I don't know where this lawsuit is going to go, but I'm sure Netflix and their, legal team is going to handle it the way they can and settle. They'll go for a settlement, I know for sure. But for the show to be, gone from Netflix, I doubt it. I think it's going to stay there. It's not going anywhere. There's no reason for, any type of way that I can see that they would remove the docuseries from Netflix and from, people watching it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But good luck, Tyra. I don't think it's going to work out. Other crazy stuff that happened that was actually pretty good. Congratulations to Bad Bunny, everybody. Congratulations. All right. I am a Bad Bunny fan. I do listen to some of the music, not just because I choose to. Wait, I do choose to. So there's that. But the wife, of course, got me into it, with the music in the back end. It got some good jams, got some hits. But, congratulations to him. Congratulations to him. He is the first ever Latin artist to gross $1 billion in touring only. Just touring. $1 billion in touring, revenue that he's earned. So congratulations being a Latin artist. The music obviously only hits one genre. All right. So for people to sit here and to go out there and enjoy the show tells you one thing. The other thing tells you is how much the Latin community appreciates the music and wants to invest in this time. You know what I mean? Like, this is their artist in a sense. This is our artist as a Latin artist. It is our representation, I guess, in a sense. And we're appreciating what he's done thus far. Yes, he's Puerto Rican. It is what it is. But at this point, the music's hit. When the music hits and it makes it makes you want to sit there and jam. It makes you want to sit there and have a good time, bro. You ain't gonna do nothing but represent. So that's what's up. I didn't know that he joins a few different people here in the 1 billion touring, aspect of things. He joins The Weeknd and he joins Taylor Swift. He joins Beyonce. So that is a good set of group to be around, especially Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Those are the 1-2 female artists in our lifetime to sit here to be that good and especially keep entertaining the people just in touring alone. That's freaking phenomenal. Sorry, children. It's since it's summertime. So congratulations there. Good job joining the rest of the people there. I think that's what's up between those guys. On to the movie stuff. Chris Evans, he finally admitted that Captain America is going to be on Avengers Secret Wars. All right. So those who are always questioning, is this a one-hit wonder type of deal when it comes to Doomsday? Chris Evans says, nah. And I'm not stopping with Doomsday. I am going with freaking Avengers Secret Wars. He is coming on there. So he did say he's not going to admit to how much time he will have on the movie, but he will be part of it regardless. He will have an appearance. So in my opinion, and on this, I think he's definitely going to have, I don't think he'll have a big role in Secret Wars, but I know for a fact he's going to be in the movie at least an hour of the movie, because that movie is going to be about 3 hours. Okay. It's going to be about 3 hours. So he's definitely going to have at least an hour time of screen time. At least minimum. So it's a big movie. I know if Doomsday is going to be, coming up, and just to kind of go off board here real quick, but I've seen in reports that Spider-Man is the #1 MCU movie in pre-sale for tickets right now. It's really peaked. I guess it's moved up. So people are like, everyone wants to see Spider-Man. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it now. Spider-Man is gonna earn the most money in the movie biz when it comes to these MCU movies this year. But Doomsday will be more of an impact as a factor to the MCU's timeline. It's just Spider-Man's going to earn more than Doomsday, my opinion. And with Secret Wars, I can see Secret Wars earning the most out of everybody, because Secret Wars is bringing, in a sense, it seems like Secret Wars is going to be the one where everybody joins in. We're going to get Robert Downey Jr. coming back. We're going to get Chris Evans. We're going to get the Avengers from the past back. I can see Scarlett Johansson coming in. I know it's going to take a lot of chit chat. It's going to take a lot of give and take when it comes to her. But in all honesty, if you fans want Scarlett to return, if we as fans want to see her on the big screen with the rest of the crew, the X-Men, the freaking Fantastic Four, all of those guys, we got to give some good, and wheel her in, give her some good limelight. Just let her know, hey, we want you to come back, join us again, please. We really do. So we'll see how that goes, but it's good news that Chris Evans is going to be in Secret Wars, just because of the fact that, hey, the storyline is going to be that much impactful. Since Russo Brothers is in charge of it, I'm down for it. I am down for it. Now, to the topic at hand, people, what was going on? The trailer came out between Shrek, right? Shrek 5. We got to see the whole crew plus Donkey, and people still not liking the animation. I am too. Really not into the animation. All right. I'm not going to sit here and dog it like the rest of these fans are. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and dog it for sure. But I am going to say it just doesn't hit right like the past. Okay. I get it. It's not like Shrek 1. It doesn't give us that pizzazz the way it did during Shrek 1. But it's Shrek 5. Evolution, change, betterment. The animation looks more detailed. And I think that's what people really don't feel comfortable with. We don't want to see the detail. We want to see the cartoonish of the things, right? I think it's the first set of Shrek movies were more cartoonish. The animation wasn't the best, but it obviously made sense to the story of it being just cartoonish and goofy. And parody of a lot of different things, right? So it it hit well with fans. Right now, with all this happening with the new animation, it is a little more detail, looks more high def. You know what I mean? If you would have 4K, this is what 4K looks like. But at this point, it's just not hitting well with the fans. And I think, regardless, that the movie's gonna do well. All right, it's gonna do well. It's gonna bring a lot of, homage from back when, but it is what it is. Besides the backlash, animation issues, kids are gonna want to watch it. We're gonna want to take our kids to watch it. I want to watch it. It may got problems, but 99 problems, but animation ain't one right now. All right, that's what it is. Now, James Gunn, people. James Gunn did say that the new HBO series of Jimmy Olsen, all right, we've seen him already in Superman and more likely going to be in a new Supergirl. He himself is not only just having his solo series, he is joining Gorilla Grodd for this series. It seems like it's going to be a dual series. How the hell is that going to work? Who the hell knows? But at this point, we've seen odd couples come together, be a great tag team, and somehow make it work. Right? It's gonna come to fruition, but it is gonna happen. So at this point, so what? Yeah, Gorilla Grodd may be a captivated, gorilla, and they're obviously doing their testing, and Jimmy Olsen's gonna investigate. It seems like that's what it is. He's a news reporter, so he'll get the story, he'll get big news, and we'll take it from there. James Gunn, I think this one's gonna be more of a comedy slash, kind of like Peacemaker, less vulgar, but similar to that. Now, He-Man. Let me take a drink for this one. He-Man. Look, I haven't seen the movie yet. All right. It is not reaching the budget like it should. All right. It's so far earned 88 million. All right. But the dilemma that we have here is kind of what I figured was going to happen with this movie. It looked good. The storyline looked like it made sense. It looked like it was going to entertain the people, but I did not believe that the people will gravitate toward it the way the movies wanted it to. All right. He-Man isn't necessarily a well-known character like Spider-Man, Batman, all of them. It is a old school character, like from our generations, to have a nice comeback. But we needed to see a little bit more of who this character is before they decided to make a movie. Okay. We needed to see more of, let's say, comic books. We need to see more, let's say, freaking cartoon series. We needed to see more of a TV show / type of deal in order to get to this point. We did. All right. She-Ra made an appearance. Spoiler alert at the end of the movie. Okay. And at this point, I get it. And it people love the movie. It is hidden well with the fans. People enjoyed what they watched. They had a great time what they were watching. And it seems like what He-Man did when it came to the movie and the interpretation of how realistic or how closely they kept the costume designs to the cartoon series that we've used to, or to the comics, they kept it really close. They did a really good job in that. Hence why the budget was 200 million just to make the movie. Well, between 170 to 200 million just to make the movie alone and advertise and all the good stuff, right? That's why it took it that far. But the investment back, it didn't reach that level. That's fine. I'm sorry. It's a hit that you got to take. Now, if you were to continue with this for part 2 and make part 2 at least in a 2-year span, I'm sure part 2 would do so much better than what was happening with part 1. All right. And And He-Man, I don't want it to get this negative limelight. Oh, the budget, then they didn't make their quota. The company is not going to invest back into it. They're just going to say it was a flop and all this kind of stuff. It's a flop in the standard of earning the money. It is, but it's not a flop in the standard of it being a good enough movie to be entertained by. So it should get a sequel. It should. I haven't seen it yet, and I can already see that it should. It deserves a sequel because once it hits streaming platform, all right, once it hits the streaming platform, that freaking streaming viewership is going to go up the roof. It's going to be one of the most famous ones. It's going to be one of the most top watched ones for a long time. It really is. So please, whoever, I can't understand who made this one. I don't know who made this one, but whoever did, don't lose hope into it. It's gonna make a big investment back. I think you just need to invest back into the sequel, have the sequel set up and ready to go, give it a green light. Yes, it didn't make the quota now, but that's just because of the fact that people don't know who the hell this character is. And right now, you put yourself in the month where Scary Movie came out, Obsession came out, all that stuff. Like people are watching these type of movies. So it just tells you invest into the story, and the story and the investment will make it back. All right. Invest into that. Just don't lose it. So He-Man, I hope you get some good comeback. I hope you get a nice little setup and you don't lose hope. Put it that way. Now, other cool ass news that happened. Austin Powers, people. Austin Powers is coming back for a fourth movie. I don't know how it's gonna make sense. I don't know how well it's gonna do. But hey, Scary Movie came back for a part 6 with the original crew ish. And it hit well for the fans. All right. So Austin Powers, that type of comedy coming back for a fourth. Sure, I think it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. I've watched this freaking franchise at least 6 different occasions just because of how fucking funny it is. All right. You're gonna miss out on Mini Me. Okay. People are not gonna understand who Mini Me is, just like what we did. I get it. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. But it is what it is. Now, Mike Myers did make this and confirm this during his interview or his appearance on the Trevor Noah show, just this past week, and it's in mainstream. So it is in the works. It is happening. Well, we got a commercial out of it. Pretty funny. So I'm cool with this. I'm very cool with this. I think most of the original crew is coming back, and I think this movie is going to be fucking hilarious. All right. The only concern that I have right now would just be some of the jokes being a little too outrageous, but it is what it is. People who like comedy just enjoy comedy. People who don't like comedy don't watch comedy. Then just don't watch it. I don't want to hear no complaints about wrong way. Shut your ass up. It is what it is. Other TV show news that happened. All right, we got to find out that they are making the Cable Guy TV series. Odd. All right, odd. Jim Carrey made the Cable Guy back in the 90s, and it was freaking hilarious. It was a funny ass movie. So for it to come out and be a TV show, that's pretty interesting. Interesting to say the least. We got right now Jake Johnson and Damian Wayans Jr. That's going to be on there right now, making the TV series. So hopefully this is going to do well. I don't know how well, but I think it will. Oh, lordy. So, back to it. Cable Guy TV series. It is coming out. Jake Johnson and Damian Wayans are returning. They are combining back together from the New Girl, if you guys watched, just like I did. And they're making this TV series of the cable guy. Which one's the cable guy, who knows? I think Jake Johnson is going to be more the cable guy, and I think Damian Wayans is going to be more of the friend that's going to be asking for free cable, all the good stuff. That's where I feel. Their comedy together is fucking hilarious. They're a great tag team. They do make a lot of funny ass jokes and a lot of comedy setup. So it is going to be a cool ass show that's coming to Hulu. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Hulu ain't working for me no more. I think Hulu stopped working and now it's on Disney Plus officially for sure. So if it is true, fine. But cool, sure, why not? I'm cool with this. This seems like a good TV series. I feel like this is going to be a funny ass new series setup. This is pretty cool. All right, Ben Stiller is working with A24 Studios in making a docu-series of the Knicks. All right. Sure. Why not? Sure. I'm cool with it. It's going to HBO. I don't know how the documentary series is going to be like. Will they just, be interviewing players and all that good stuff? Who knows? Will it be a live action, like an actual story of how it worked? I don't know. At this point, at least if he's involved in it and working with A24, sure. I think A24 is becoming one of the newest studios to be making some good hits. So I believe in it. I believe in it. I think this is going to be pretty cool. So those who are New York Knicks fans, NBA fans in general, or even that documentary type of fans like myself, I think this will hit well. I think this will be a good story for them to be involved in. Now, sad news, if you guys have ever watched The Burrows on Netflix, the brothers who made Stranger Things, the Netflix cancels The Burrows. I don't know why, because it was a big hit. It was a fucking cool ass show. I got put on by my wife on the show. All right, she's watching it, she's enjoying it, and all of a sudden I'm intrigued. I'm sitting here enjoying myself, doing my editing or whatever, and then I'm turning my head back just to watch the show. It became a good show for me to sit down and watch. It is a really good show. And it does remind you of if Stranger Things were adults and they come together type of deal, what would happen in that sense? And it was that much cooler, right? The story was pretty cool. It just, for it to be canceled after one season, fucking sucks. It really does. But it also, sitting back on it, take back on my feelings on it, it does make sense as to why they're canceling this show. It does. It does make sense as to why that it's okay to end it now, the way they ended the series. So, okay, fine. It is what it is. But that doesn't mean that, the brothers that made Stranger Things, I don't know their name, can't remember their name right now. I'm Tony the Butcher. It makes sense as to regardless, Netflix is interested in working with them. All right. It's not like as if they've just completely lost contact with them and said, we don't want your shows, because it was one of the most watched shows for, going into the certain episodes were being released. It just didn't. The reasoning behind it was Netflix didn't see the ratings go the way it should have once the series ended. I guess like a Stranger Things or like the rest of the series. So I guess what Netflix invests back into these shows that they have on there is where, yeah, it may be number one during its watch time, but if the ratings take a decline in rewatching or whatever case it be afterwards, once the show is completed, then it's not a good investment back into, making a new one. I think that's what took its big hit. It is what it is. So those who are, now know are Netflix fans, watch these type of shows on Netflix, watch a show that's on there. If you really want it to continue and keep moving forward, then you got to keep watching afterwards, and you got to keep referencing, that show to other people. If you really want it to keep going, move forward, you don't want it to lose. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Cool ass news that we got. I know we've talked about this before on the show, talk about allegedly he'll be back, but it's official. Jim Carrey is in talks to return as the Grinch. But not only Jim Carrey, because Jim Carrey, I know for a fact, wasn't going to do it alone. Ron Howard himself is also in talks to return for a Grinch sequel. So, is this good news? I think so. Will this be a good ass movie? I think so. Will this be another Christmas #1 hit? I think so. So, congratulations. Fucking awesome. Let this sequel come out finally. Regardless, it's not like as if they need their characters to be young and all this kind of stuff. Most of this was all makeup. All right, all design in that manner. So since it will be again, cool. Let's go. Let's bring it back. Let's have another holiday fun. People, I'm cool with this. Jim Carrey, thank you. Please, please just work out the deal. Make sure the money makes sense. Make sure the story makes sense. That's all I'm saying. Let's go. Sports stuff we are talking about real quick. It was just announced this past week that Triple G, Antonio Tarver, Nigel Benn are entering the Boxing Hall of Fame. People, congratulations to those three major boxers. They have made an impact on the boxing history world. All right. So it is cool to see that they are getting their respect and the reputation back up again, because everyone now is going to be watching a lot of the highlights to see who these guys are, who they fight. Well, they've had some good fight. Now, Antonio Tarver may be a little bit more famous. Not Triple G is, but Antonio Tarver did dabble himself in the movie biz just to make, Rocky Balboa, which was a good movie. And sure enough, he wasn't that cocky of a man in that movie the way he is in real life. He is one of those kind of humble guys, but if he tells you if he's going to kick your ass, he's kicking your ass. So it is what it is. But congratulations to those three gentlemen there. Well-deserved for sure. They've earned it. They've earned the right to be in the Hall of Fame. And it sucks to see Triple G, end his boxing career right now. To be honest, I think he can still box. He could be in these famous, YouTube boxers and knock someone the hell out. But I think people are a little bit too afraid to do so with him. And it is what it is. But it's cool. It's cool. I feel like I'll see Triple G back in the ring for a celebrity boxing match sometime soon in the near future if he keeps himself in the training booth. But then again, he may say, nah, not right now. It's cool. It's cool. Other news that came out between, after UFC Freedom 250, Conor McGregor went on an interview with Ariel Helwani and did say and admitted that he has the second fight contract already set up. He has the date in place. It will be sometime in April. All right. It's going to be in April of 2027, but we don't know who the fighter is. Now, he had 2 fights left on his UFC contract. So it seems like he's just going to complete his contract and be finally done with the UFC in a sense of being a fighter. These are his last 2 fights. Other words, after that fact, I can see him dibble-dabbling into other fights. I can see him challenging other fighters in the boxing world or in the other MMA world or in Bare Knuckle, the company that he partially owns. I can see him joining all that stuff. I think he just wants to hurry up and get these contract fights over with finally with UFC, just so he can sit there and do other things and not be so tied down by UFC in that factor. So that being said, let's go. I'm cool with it. I'm ready for the Max Holloway fight on June 11th. So let's go, man. Let's go. Let's see him get knocked the hell out with Max Holloway, and let's see him get knocked the hell out in April. I'm cool with it. I'm very cool with it. A challenge has been sent. Okay. If you guys don't know, Oliveira and Justin Gaethje were in a fight a while back ago. I think it's like 257, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. And Charles Oliveira won. All right. He made Justin Gaethje submit. He made Justin Gaethje look brand new. It made Justin Gaethje didn't look like the Justin Gaethje that we saw this past weekend. Definitely wasn't. So that being said, Oliveira goes to social media, always on the X, and makes a challenge and says, hey, I'll put up my BMF belt, which I don't think you deserve. And you put up the light heavyweight championship, and let's unify these belts and let's make this challenge happen. Let's get on for part 2. Do I see UFC making this fight? It'd be hard not to, because there's a lot of speculations we're not going to see the Topuria fight. Okay, fine. But do I see them making this fight and not necessarily putting them the BMF belt? More than likely, because they're gonna want to have this BMF belt float more with other fighters and have this somewhat of an impact of just entertaining fight, right? Hell, they should have put the BMF belt for the fucking Justin Gaethje and Topuria fight. That would have been fucking awesome. But that being said, I can see this happening. I can see UFC making this fight happen. It just would be all this whole title contention and all this title drama being placed in there. I don't know how that's going to work. So Topuria, you gotta get better, get yourself back in the training booth, just so you can get your titles back at this point right now. But I think they'll make this Gaethje and make this Oliveira fight happen way before anything else happens. Because at this point, we're wondering what's happening for Justin next. We don't know. But who cares? I think something's going to pop off. So we'll see. Now, UFC Freedom 250 hit 17 million views. All right. Had 17 million viewers. Now get this. Get this. We announced earlier, a little while ago, that Rousey and Carrano reached 17 million views on Netflix. Okay. And they were the first to do so. That's fine. Congratulations. But when you're first, there's always going to be somebody to knock you off, right? That ended up happening. And not just in a sense of people tuning in, but in other aspects. I'll explain why. So Netflix has a total 325 million subscribers. 325 million subscribers. You've only reached 17 million views, Rousey. Only reached 17 million views. Paramount Plus, where UFC resides, has a total of 79.6 million subscribers. And they reached 17 million views. Tells you something there. Paramount, what was reported, a 278% increase in their downloads alone just to watch this fight. So, UFC did better. Okay? I knew it. Everyone else knew it. They tried over there on Netflix. Rousey, Carrano, you guys tried. But the monster is the monster still. Okay? So, congratulations to the event itself. It was a fucking awesome event for sure. It was a great fight between the main event and co-main event and the rest of the events that happened on that fight card, man. All knockouts, okay? All TKO, KO knockouts. I think it was 7 for 7. So congratulations to that event because it made big. It did make big. Now, a little bit after that, and then sometime this week, we got somehow Jamal Hill, all right, goes on an interview status and sits there and says, hey, guess what, guys? Big announcement. No one fucking cares. But big announcement. I am moving up to the heavyweight division. Who fucking cares? Nobody. Who cares you're moving up to heavyweight? Don't nobody want to see you no more. You've kept calling out so many different people and got knocked the hell out by all of them. You like turned into a Michael Chandler with all that stuff. Call out this person, call out that person, and all of a sudden here you are on the floor getting pummeled. All right. So who cares? Obviously your punches didn't affect the light heavyweight division. You honestly think your punches are going to affect the heavyweights? No. Stop. Just give up already. Give up. Go to PFL. Please go to PFL. UFC I think they're just done with you. They keep trying to put you in a fight for a contention, and here you are getting knocked the hell out each fight. So, Ali. Now, besides that, okay, yes, he announced he's moving up. He also said, I am moving up and I think the fight to make, like as if there's a fight to make with him, is going to be Josh Hoykett. We just saw Josh Hoykett knock out Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, who has the most UFC knockouts in, I think, history, if not heavyweight division history. You're telling me that you're going to go against Josh Hoykett and think you're going to have a challenge of a chance against this guy? God, you are so delusional. You should be one of the rejects of the week. All right? Just by thinking all of that. Them concussions that you've received from all those punches and hits in the light heavyweight division is making a toll. And I can see it now, especially in your interview process, thinking as if I am a guy who means something. No, we're done with you. We just want you to admit it to yourself and just stop. All right. But fine. You want to make a big announcement and act like this matters? All power to you, man. All power to you. Now we got to talk about some Chicago stuff. All right. It was announced this week that Thiago Splinter is our new head coach as the Chicago Bulls. All right. I know we were talking about supposedly Scottie Pippen being involved. That's out the picture. Obviously, probably more likely that interview didn't go well. And I honestly think it wasn't going to go well anyways. But Mr. Splinter over here, that's funny, Mr. Splinter, is going to be the new head coach for the Chicago Bulls since he was the interim coach for the Portland Trail Blazers last season. Congratulations, first off. I remember seeing him as a player. He was one of those type of players that were pretty good, was a gritty kind of guy. So if he can bring that grittiness to the NBA team, to this NBA team, the Chicago Bulls themselves, then I'm all for it. I think it's best that we have a former player be a coach to instill, that willpower to do better in a sense. I've always felt like former players did well as coaches than non-former players, only because of the experiences that they have and the stories they've learned from other NBA players. So this is good. I think this is really good. And I think this is a stepping stone to the new franchise for Chicago Bulls. Will we have the same team? Will we have the same players in that mix? I don't think so. I think going into next season, I can see us trading quite a few different players before training camp. I think that's one of the big things. I think he'll want to go into, meet and greets, meet everybody, see how everybody's running. But I do believe before training camp starts, there's going to be some trades from the Chicago Bulls. And I think he's going to want to set up his offensive play the way he sees fit. So don't be amazed. We'll see some different faces in the NBA, Chicago Bulls team. Just saying. Now, other good news, speaking of basketball, WNBA they just announced this a little while ago that they are expanding their season to 50 games for the next seasons coming up. All right. But for sure, starting in 2027, WNBA is expanding to 50 games. Congratulations. All right. Congratulations. I think Caitlin Clark is definitely helping your freaking entertainment that you guys have done. All right. Now, those who are upset about that, I think all of y'all need to congratulate Caitlin Clark. All right. It's weird enough, but you need to congratulate her. You really do. Why? Because she's gone out there and made the highlights left and right. Okay. Can the other women play? Yes. Hell yes, they could play. But you're not getting the recognition you deserve only because there are not enough splashes. It's sad. And it's just the hard truth. But it's good that you're going to get 50 games. That also means you guys get more chances to make that highlight reel. And for that being said, you guys got to go out there and play like that. You guys have done good enough to get to this far. And it's not necessarily all on Caitlin either. You guys, the way I'm saying it, all right, my apologies. Your hard work, if you guys being in WNBA, is making a difference now. Obviously, you guys got an upgrade in your contracts, and now here we are expanding your seasons. That's great. That's great in the revenue aspect of things. So this is good news. This is great news. and it's gonna keep moving forward. Just go out there and keep balling, people. Go out there and keep balling. Oh, how much fun I'm going to have right now. But my rejects of the week, all right? It is fucking gonna be fun. The dumbasses of the week. The fucking morons of our generation right now. The fucking idiots that keep moving forward. All right. As you guys see from left to right, James Harden, Sean Strickland, Josh Hoykett, Floyd Mayweather, and Carlos Mencia. Yes, Carlos Mencia, people. You guys may not know most of these guys on the board, but these guys are all in the entertainment world. All on the left-hand side for sure in the friggin' sports world, and the gentleman on the right-hand side was one of the most famous comedians in our lifetime for a short period of time. All right. So let's get on to explaining why these guys are getting rejects of the week. Carlos Mencia. We'll start with him since he's the comedy guy. He is being charged with 12 felony counts in tax invasion, the tax investigation for sure. Whatever. But so what the prosecutors are saying is that they're allegedly saying he had failed to file personal and corporate tax returns over a 6-year period span. And he did not report at least $8.7 million in his income. All right. Which resulted for sure more than $300,000 in unpaid state taxes. Now, that being said, we have for sure seen numerous actors, celebrities alone in general, have a lot of issues in their taxing, all right, in their income tax, their state tax, their reporting of taxes in general. We've seen this before. This isn't new at all whatsoever. But the reason why you're getting reject of the week, Carlos, is because we've seen it so long, you should know. Double check your work. Double check what you're sending to the government. Double check the person who is in charge of your money. Double check that shit. Any sane person and anybody who's becoming a celebrity or wanting to go to become a celebrity, that is number one. You need to have somebody you trust in your money, but not necessarily also that you trust. You also got to know yourself and be educated enough to go out and look at where your money's going and look and make sure you are filing the right paperwork concerning your money. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get sued. You can face jail time. You can end up paying back all the millions you've earned. All right. All the chains, all the fucking jewelry, all the cars, all the houses, all the places, all that bullshit that you guys got can go away if you don't sit there and double check your shit. Just double check your shit. That's all it is. It's simple. Very simple. Carlos should have known that. Sadly enough, he should have known that. Yeah, he may have started off not knowing that, but damn sure he should have learned it later down the road, because during his time of his infancy of him being a famous comedian all over TV, all over Comedy Central and stuff like that, there was the issues that we were having with Wesley Snipes. Fucking who else was involved in tax evasion? RVD. Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know what I mean? Sylvester Stallone. All these guys had some issues with their taxes and supposedly paying stuff back. MC Hammer. All right? We've seen this in our time frame. So that should have taught you something. All right? That should have taught you something. Keep your eyes open. So hopefully he learns now. He fixes the shit. Pays off when he needs to pay off. Just saying. Before I continue. One more. Okay. Mr. Mayweather. All right. A gentleman I don't like very much as a boxer or as a person. All right, though. This dumbass was caught using a bogus check to purchase a whatever fucking brand of watch this is. It's a Audemars Piguet, whatever bullcrap. Fucking cares. It was worth $200,000. All right. He was caught using a bogus check. So right now, currently, he is being charged with theft and intent to defraud. That's a big deal. And especially right before you're about to go for your 3-fight run, exhibition run. It's not looking good, man. That right there, I can't tell you. Now, people can make jokes, all right? Especially 50 Cent can definitely make a joke about this one because obviously there's a lot of saying that Floyd can't read. Is that the reason why he wrote a bogus check? Who knows? Where did this bogus check come from? Who knows? It's still being investigated right now. Was this bogus check his pops or someone else on the team? Who knows? Who fucking knows? But this guy owns millions and millions of dollars of watches and jewelry everywhere. And a $200,000 watch is going to get his ass into trouble? Oh, jeez and tripes. Lord, have mercy. Please, Floyd, know what the hell you doing, man? I don't know what's going on with you, man. But somehow, some way, you still going to get caught, man. It is what it is. Now, the other reject of the week, Mr. Josh Hoykin. All right. And this reject of the week given to him is more of a personal thing. Okay. It's more of a, not necessarily, it's a personal thing. I'll put it this way. All right. He calls Miss Michelle Obama one of the most coolest first ladies in our lifetime. All right. One of the most respected first ladies in our lifetime, if not the most. All right. During his post fight after his win at UFC Freedom, he goes on the commentary and says Miss Michelle Obama is a man. Okay. President Trump himself. I'm not a fan. Okay. But this I understand. And this I'm going to have to put a little respect on that part. President Trump was seen immediately after he heard what Josh said, rip off his chain in disagreement. All right. Dislike. You could tell the way he took off his chain. He took off his chain in anger. He took off his chain of just like, what the hell? Okay. Josh, you just won. You're already being an antagonizer over there in the UFC world. All right. You are the fighter that fighters don't like, especially Alex Pereira right now. Okay. You are one of those fighters who are causing a lot of heat. Now, in the fight game, that could be good. That could be good because it's going to get you to the fights that you want to have and get you to the aspect of getting the right contract for that fight. It's a money maker grab. I get it. I get that part. And I get your antics, what you do, pretending to be the macho man and doing all this mannerisms and talking and all this kind of stuff. I get it. You're advertising yourself. But for your dumbass to go out there and talk to a lady who has nothing to do with the UFC, who has nothing to do with the fight game, who has nothing to do with you in general. There's no ill will back and forth. There's no texting or freaking social media buzz between you two having a disargument. You go out there and you disrespect a woman. You go out there and disrespect a black woman. You go out there and disrespect a first lady by calling her a man. Man to man, that's fucking stupid. That is disrespectful to the max. When you're talking shit in the fight game, when you're having a one-on-one conversation with someone and you're antagonizing each other in the fight game, generally all bets are off. All right? All bets are off. Family has always been that one borderline aspect of things that you don't cross, or at least if you do cross it, you cross it once with some type of facts in general. All right. But for the most part, off limits. But she ain't involved in your fight game. She has nothing to do with your fight game. And you go out there and you pull this fucking stunt. Idiot. Straight fucking idiot. So, the most one out of all these guys that deserves the reject of the week, he right now is the one that really, truly most deserves reject of the week for his antic. So, Josh Hoykett, I'm sorry. From here on out, I could have become a fan of yours. But now, never going to become a fan. Never. Unless I see a public apology, unless I see a one-on-one, unless I see any of type of apology tour like this, that's only when. But even then, to a certain extent. So as of now, fucking kick rocks, Josh. I hope in the next fight, fuck it. I hope you face Francis Ngannou. And I hope Francis Ngannou goes out there and fucking pummels the shit out of you at this point. I truly hope and I wish you do not earn a UFC fucking championship. And if you get any of these fights from here on out, I hope you go on a straight losing streak. Plain and simple. I don't hope for the best for you. I don't hope for you to be well at this point. I don't. I truly do not. That was a dirty move. That is a disrespectful. That's not what a man is or does. So those who are sitting here trying to look up to him and have him be a fucking a person to be, sorry, that ain't a person to be. You don't sit there and disrespect another woman. You don't sit there and disrespect a woman who has nothing to do with your fight game. You definitely don't do that publicly like that, national TV, all over the world. And you don't disrespect the first lady in that manner. You truly don't. And or of color. So, sorry, man. Kick rocks. I just hope you get knocked the hell out. I don't hope for the best for you. Honestly, done that. Now the other same event. Keep it on the same event. All right, UFC Freedom 250, because it was nothing but chaos that day. And earlier, what happened that day was Sean Strickland snuck in into the UFC Freedom 250 and got into the ring and literally got swarmed by law enforcement just to escort him out of UFC Freedom 250. All right? You're a numbnuts for doing that. We already knew you're a crazy person, and you're a more crazier person to have done so. Now, we've said that we've seen the reports of Sean Strickland being banned from UFC Freedom 250. But Dana White went to, the commentary and said, no, he's not banned. He is not banned. So I don't know. All those reports are fake, blah, blah, blah. Now, after the event up happening, and they ask him the question again, he goes and says, well, look, I told you guys, he wasn't banned, but he wasn't invited. He wasn't given a ticket. So that being said, I guess that's the reason why he got swarmed off. That he wasn't given a ticket, a complimentary ticket like the rest of the people, like some of the fighters that go in there and enjoy themselves and watch a UFC fight. He wasn't given one. So by that standard alone, he snuck in. And right there, it caused him to get, escorted out. Now, is he facing charges? Possibly. We don't know the extent of what type of charges. Obviously, on just being on legal ground or whatever case it be. So it is what it is. Lastly, of the rejects of the week, James Harden. Okay? James Harden. Generally don't like, fan of his NBA play, but I'm not a big fan. Harden was arrested for having an unholstered gun in wide open, plain sight, all right, during a traffic stop, all right? So, in Texas, you are okay to carry a gun. It's legal for you to carry a gun in Texas. But the thing is that it should not be unholstered and in plain view when involved in law enforcement. That is the law. So by that, he violated. It was a general traffic stop. All right? General traffic stop. He has the gun, plain sight, open view, out of his holster. Like a moron, gets arrested, put in jail. Now he may bond. It's like $100, I guess they said. And he will be possibly facing a little bit of charges, probably a misdemeanor, whatever case be. But come on, James, know your laws, know your regulations, and to have your gun. I get why you have one in Texas. I get it. But I also understand that you got to know your laws when you're moving from state to state. You got to know their laws. You really do. You got to know what it's about. And especially if you're going to have a device like that, you got to know. You got to know. Because if you were to get your ass into trouble like you did, you got to maneuver your way around it. At least make the law make sense to benefit you. But he didn't do so. It is what it is. It didn't go so well. So that's why you get ReJect rape. You didn't do your homework. You didn't do your job. Like Carlos was saying, you didn't do your homework and you don't want to understand. So, too bad. Last topics on the board. Allegedly been said, people. We don't have that much because we had a lot earlier with the rest of the stuff. All right. It's allegedly been said, people, that Netflix is interested in Lionsgate Studios. Now, obviously, Netflix went on social media or went over there and said these rumors, alleged rumors, are not true. But Netflix didn't get the Warner Brothers sweepstake, all right? They didn't get it. That's fine. So you think you would, if you're a Netflix, are you interested in buying other studios? I think so. Lionsgate seems like to be one of those that you could end up purchasing. So is that a bad thing that they are? Not really, because Lionsgate has some really good stuff on there. So if Netflix were to incorporate all that and actually do so, sure, I'm fine with it. It's cool. Not a bad idea. So Netflix, relax on the whole denying right now. Let your talks, let your legal team go out there and have that conversation of possible purchase. Because I also do believe that the reason why they denied it and not put that out there is because if this is true, then also means other places, other studios, other franchises will be interested as well. They may put their bid in. And I think Netflix doesn't want to lose out on another big bid. I think right now Netflix is probably going to play this under wraps as much as possible in order to keep it. Because once all this whole Warner Brothers went into place, this whole thing went through mainstream and they lost on the sweepstakes. So that's fine if that's the case. We'll wait and see what happens, though. We'll wait and see what happens. Let's go. Let's fucking go. This is still allegedly been said, but the rumors seem to have some weight to it, okay? Mahershala Ali's Blade is finally making a live action appearance, people. And it seems like it's making this first live action appearance on Avengers Secret Wars. Let's fucking go. Finally, we get to see Ali's Blade. Man, everyone was so hyped when we saw him as Moon Knight in fucking the What If or Zombies. Sorry, Avengers, Marvel Zombies. Okay, when we saw that series, we were hyped up. Truly were. So, finally getting a live action of Mahershala Ali's Blade. Man, this would steal the fucking show. This would steal the show. He would steal the limelight out of everybody that's been posted up on there that could be making a return or a comeback or a first appearance on Avengers Secret Wars. This is the number one most anticipated Marvel character to hit fucking mainstream right now. We want to see this. We want to see this on the big screen. We want to see everybody on there, but his character per se, we want to see. So if we to get this, fucking A, this would be fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. So please, if this is true, thank you, God. Please. And I'm fine if you really ain't going to announce it until watching the movie. I'm fine with it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, really. The rumor, if this rumor's true, then here we go, man. It started, man. Just let y'all know. June 19th, Juneteenth. Everyone's talking about this here on out. Blade making an appearance on Secret Wars. Mahershala Ali's Blade is coming finally to the movie set. So that being said, it's going to be a nice, I just really hope, what type of scene will it be? What, how will he come into the main, movie and stuff like that? What will end up happening? What will be the story to draw him in? Who knows? But I think this will be dope. Now, obviously, how much screen time will he get? We all don't know. But I think they need to treat this like Marvel did when they gave us Chadwick Boseman's, rest in peace, Black Panther. Did the announcement, have him be a big piece of the next movie, which was Civil War, and then keep moving forward with it. I think this is it. And I honestly, truly think that Ryan Coogler should definitely be in charge of Blade. I'm just saying, Marvel and Ryan, please. Otherwise, other people who are listening and tuning in, Ryan Coogler should be in charge of Blade and that franchise for Marvel. He did fucking phenomenal with Black Panther. I think he'll be fucking more phenomenal with Blade. He just fucking did Sinners. Right? So, come on. Who better? We'll see, though. We'll see. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear this news. Right? I am truly happy to hear this news. It is one of the news that highlighted my day for sure when I heard that. All right. Well, so guys, that is my ReJect rundown of the week. Everybody, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Those who have commented, thank y'all. And those who are liking the show, please keep up with us for sure. This is awesome. This is just awesome shit. All right. This is awesome stuff that we've heard this past week. Awesome stuff that we more likely be getting in the next future, because these news are not just ending today. They're going to be an ongoing stories for sure. So please stay tuned. Rejects of the week. Let me know if you guys agree with them. If not, let me know why too as well, because come on, they deserve it. They have right reasons to deserve rejects of the week. All right, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Happy Juneteenth. Like I said before, celebrate, have fun, have a nice little barbecue. Those who are planning on family get-togethers, have some fun with the family. That's most important. Have fun with the family. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. All right. Stay safe, peoples. Have a good one.